Was it the audio? Hello there, welcome to my YouTube channel. Long time no live broadcast. Well, we're here now. We're here now. I know it's been a long time. I've been so busy. I'm looking forward to making this more constant and more regular, even more regular than just once a week. So keep your fingers crossed for that. For now, I want to first and foremost welcome those who are here for the first time. There's a lot of good stuff on this channel, especially 2 p.m. tomorrow. Hey, 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 hey. I mean, you know what I mean? Who knows what I mean? Let me see in the comments. Who knows what I mean? What are we waiting for tomorrow, 2 p.m.? Just in case you don't already know, 2 p.m. tomorrow, the first song that I voiced myself. By the grace of God, I've written so many songs myself, and other people have voiced. I write for Outburst Music Group, but the first song that I have the honor of voicing myself will be launched and released tomorrow. The title of the song is The Glory. You might have seen snippets of it. It's so powerful, so powerful. You know what it's like to write a song and you yourself, you use it to pray, and you still aren't tired of it. Creatives know how incredible that is. So I want you to know that we have something very special happening tomorrow. Keep your fingers crossed. 2 p.m. tomorrow, that video will premiere, and you're going to be so blessed by it. I just want to share brief thoughts with you, and hopefully you're going to be blessed. All right, but first I want to give a few shout outs. Shout out Chantel. By the way, my girl Chantel got an admission, and she's trusting for people to, she has this crowdfunding program going on. If you want to be a part of helping her raise her fees, please do so. Soldier Girl, it's been a while. How are you? We were close that year. Tosin Lawuyi, how are you? Peniel Chooks, Emmanuel. Let me tell you what Peniel and her sister did. So they noticed my wife and I have been so busy. So sometime last month, they paid for a hotel room for my wife and I. They planned this full staycation program, including a spa session, food, getaway at a hotel, everything, and it was so thoughtful. I'm sure they didn't know I was going to say this, but I'm putting you on the spotlight. I just want you to know, my two daughters, that I appreciate you very much. Well, to every one of you here, welcome. Let's cut to the chase. I have something very special in my heart. The preliminary thoughts are, borderline things I've taught before, but I feel like it needs to be said. So I just want to share thoughts. First, I want to talk about vital signs. Some of you have heard me talk about vital signs. What are vital signs? They are clinical measurements. When you go to the hospital, before you get to see the doctor, a nurse will attend to you, and she will take measurements, clinical measurements, your blood pressure, your temperature, and all of that. And basically, all this indicate the state of a patient's essential body functions. That's what vital signs are. And they just help the doctor diagnose properly what is going on with your body. And you see, vital signs would help you realize that many times a person can be sick and not even know. Sometimes you can feel when your temperature is too high or too low, but then there are more vital signs than that, blood pressure and all of that. All right, and all these things are important. Some sicknesses are more apparent than others. And psychologically, we're wired to respond, when what is wrong is obvious. So take, for instance, there's an accident. If people rush to the scene and they see people with broken arms, broken limbs, or dripping blood everywhere, you're going to hear them shouting and screaming. But then there is another type of injury called internal injury. So the person comes out and he just shakes the dust off and says, I'm fine, I'm fine. Meanwhile, something is terribly wrong going on inside. And that's why many times you're advised, when you're involved in an accident, whether you think you're fine or not, just go. All right. So there is something called internal injury. So you can look fine physically and something can be wrong inside. This is heading somewhere, I promise. And thank God right now in the world there is increased awareness on mental illness. So you can look fine physically, talk like you're fine, but you're having struggles psychologically. So there's that. And the same way, there is something about our spirit. Nobody can see your spirit. They only see your physical body. And they can tell what your mood is like. People, listen, mental illness can be hidden, but sometimes people might be able to pick it, sense it when you're depressed. But the spirit is even more subtle. Something can be terribly wrong with your spirit, and nobody knows. For instance, the first man was told, if you eat of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, you will surely die. God told him that. Guess what? He ate of that tree, and everybody is surprised when they read. The man is still talking, he's still walking, he's still going up and down. And he didn't die until he was about 969 years old. Adam lived that long. It took that long for him to die physically. But guess what? He died the day he ate the fruit. And that just gives us a mental picture. You can be a dead man walking. Death could only be a matter of time, because of the choices that you've made and the condition of your spirit. And this is where spiritual vital signs come in. I taught a sermon, I titled it, When is Your Spirit Normal? In fact, there's a book by Watchman Nee with the exact same title, even though the scope of my teaching was fundamentally different. You have to learn to investigate the health of your spirit. How am I really doing? I'm going to church regularly, but what's the health of my soul, really? And you see, what makes a lot of people not to be conscious of the state of their spirit, the state of their soul, or the health of both of them, is their values are wrong. They're taking the wrong vitals. They judge how well they're doing by what's in their pocket, if they're in a relationship or not. I mean, there is this pettiness that this generation is plagued with. And if we don't deal with that on time, the devil is going to have his day with many people. And that's just what I want to talk about. Listen, to drive home this point, there's a thought I want to share with you. There's this text that many Bible students know. And I want to just draw your attention to something. The Bible tells us in Luke chapter 8 that there was a man who was living in a graveyard. Just by my saying that, something was terribly wrong with him. Just the same way you see someone sitting on the curbs or on the pavement on the road from morning till night, and you just know something is wrong upstairs. So, of course, this guy was insane. And his insanity had a deep spiritual root to it. So he was possessed by demons. And as Jesus begins to approach this man, the demons in him begin to cry out, "Have you come to torment us?" And Jesus says to them, "What's your name?" And the demon, speaking through this man, said, "We are Legion." Our name is Legion because we are many. So Legion was a popular term given to an army of, many people differ in the numbers, but I think about 2,300. I don't really know. If you know the exact number, you can put it in the comments. I'm heading somewhere with this. Now look at it. The entire community was okay tolerating this guy's insanity. As long as he's in the graveyard, he's not disturbing anybody. And so he's there cutting himself. They try to bind him in chains. He breaks the shackles, consistently, and that's going on. So they are containing his madness, containing the madness. What I just said describes how many people live their day-to-day life. They are just containing the madness. And then Jesus is going to cast these devils out. And the devils make a plea. And they say, when you cast us out, please let's enter the pigs. There's some pigs around here. Let's enter the pigs. And Jesus says, go. And so they enter the pigs. Immediately the pigs run to the river and they drown. Here is the point I'm trying to make, and this is very important and very crucial. I want you to pay attention to this. This is the crux of the matter here. Now, you see a man who had been mentally ill, he's restored immediately because Jesus cast demons out of him. And then instead, several pigs are lost. They drown. But hey, just think about it. You come to that scenery and you see someone who had been insane for so long. That guy must have family members, loved ones, who probably became hopeless, and just thought they had lost their loved one forever. And now he's fine. He's okay. And yes, some pigs, are lost in the process. But hey, this human being is fine. Guess what happens? The community, they come, they see what had happened, and they get scared. They get troubled. Some probably got angry because this is a huge financial loss for a farmer. I've lost several pigs. And even if they didn't mind that the man was mad and was in the graveyard, it suddenly becomes an issue that they had lost pigs. So we are looking at a culture that had more value for swine than for a human life. Listen, do you know what it means to come to see a man who had been insane in his right senses and sitting down? And you know how you respond? You send Jesus away. They begged and they appealed to Jesus to leave. They sent him away. And you see, this is just the bane of this current generation. We feel everything is okay until it affects our pockets. It doesn't matter what is wrong. Have you seen people? Because they have money, they feel that's excuse for every other thing they suck at. They're just horrible. They think they can talk to anybody anyhow because they have money. They feel they can do whatever they like because they have money. And their soul is languishing in hurt and in pain. They are housing pigs inside them. But it's not obvious as long as they are okay financially. There is something about us that exalts pettiness. So we have a wrong sense of value as long as we are okay financially. If you just see someone who has money and has a fine spouse, you think, yeah, everything is going on fine. Listen, as a spiritual person, you must recognize that your soul is worth more. Jesus said, what shall it profit a man if he gains the whole world and loses his soul? Each time I teach from this text, I help you see that the word profit is a financial term. Jesus is helping you see practically and in monetary terms the comparative value between your soul and your money. And he says, if you liquidate all the resources of all the countries in the world, matching against the worth of your soul still is worth more. And that's a consciousness you must carry. Let me tell you something. If you have not done the math, if you have not measured the commercial value of your soul, the devil is going to come for you. Because it's the oldest trick in the devil's book. He knows that many humans are ignorant. They don't know the worth of their soul. And so because they don't know the worth of their soul, they can give their soul in exchange for terrible things. I was in an art class in JSS2, and this art teacher told me about the history of some African artifacts and how some white men came and deceived people and took valuables from them. Do you know what they gave them in exchange? Mirrors. Because in Africa at that time, we hadn't seen mirrors. It was fascinating for them that they could see their image in something. So in exchange for mirrors, they plundered villages. and took things that were more valuable. You know, and that's what the devil does to many people. You don't know the worth of your soul. And so like Jesus, he will come, like he did to try to do to Jesus, he will come to you, show you all the kingdoms of the world. And he will tell you, if you will bow to me, sell your soul to me, I will give them to you now. News flash. He's only saying that because your soul is worth more than all the kingdoms of the world put together. That's why he's offering you the kingdoms of the world. That's why he's offering it to you, because your soul is worth more. And if you don't have that intelligence, that supernatural intelligence to value your soul more, you'll be in trouble. Jesus is asking, what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Brothers and sisters, your soul is worth more. Jesus said in Matthew 6, and this should go without saying, but I will say it, you are worth more than many sparrows. Don't cheapen your destiny. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate your soul. Place premium on your soul. Spend time praying. Spend time fellowshipping with the Spirit of God. Spend time fasting. You just might need to take social media breaks once in a while. You know what I do as often as I can? I delete the app totally. And listen, Instagram is a crucial aspect of my ministry, interestingly. I use it to reach the world. So I'm very active there. But there are limits, all right? It's never going to stop my Bible study and my prayer time. There must be non-negotiables in your life. And if you keep making excuses and saying, oh, I'm so busy, that's why I can't pray, I can't fast, you know what you're doing? You are choosing petty things above your soul. What are you giving in exchange for your soul? I want there to be a recalibration in your life urgently. I believe that that's why the Lord impressed this in my spirit. And I hope it blessed you. So that's what I have to share with you today. So I'll just take a few questions, maybe 2 questions. And then we call it a day. Were you blessed? Let me know. Let me know. Did you learn anything? Let me know. Let me know. All right. Thank you. I'm glad you were blessed. I'm glad you were blessed. All right. So now, well, I guess that's it. And here is what I'm going to do. No matter how short, no matter how brief, I'm just going to try to come on here, share 1 or 2 things to bless you, and then we will move on. If you love this outfit I'm wearing, is by Splendor Official. You can check him out on Instagram. Lovely chap. And one more time, tomorrow, 2 p.m., The Glory is dropping. So come here to this page for the premiere. Music ministry is about to start fully. Guess what? 1 week or 2 weeks after that, Zoe. Anyway, I don't want to make the announcement. He will make it by himself. All right, so thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so. And if this video blessed you, give it a thumbs up and share it with 1 or 2 people you are sure will be blessed by it. All right. Thank you for tuning in. God bless you, everybody.